White Bear Lake YMCA. We have high school swimming tonight, varsity style girls swimming this evening as Woodbury comes to town to visit White Bear Lake. We have the full meet for you here tonight on RICCI Media Group. And we want to remind you our game is brought to you by Apple Autos and your hometown Apple Ford White Bear Lake. One in every 3 Fords on Minnesota Road starts its journey. Thanks for supporting local. And go Bears. Fall sports season rapidly coming to a conclusion here. Many of the sports are in the playoffs already, but not so in swimming. We're going to start with the national anthem. All right. We'll be underway momentarily with our meet this evening. And as I listened to the national anthem, I thought, gee, where's the flag? What's everybody standing? What's everybody looking at? I realized it's directly over my head. And suddenly things became a little bit more clear. Jeff Pappas, my name. Glad to have you along tonight as we have first up a junior varsity race, a 200-yard medley relay. White Bear in lane 3 and Woodbury in lane 4 and 6. Elena Rodriguez-Anzra leading off for White Bear. Maddie Langness in lane 4. Rachel Allred in lane 6. And here we go. Start with a backstroke. And as we get to the first turn, Rodriguez-Anzra of White Bear will touch first around and back to conclude the first lap. Second up, Lindy Berthume for White Bear in lane 3. Looks to be ready to go in first, and does. The first stroke done at 39 and 1700ths. Now, Carolyn Barron's number in lane 4 for Woodbury. Juliet Racine in lane 6 as the breaststroke. Begins and now in lane 6. It's Racine with the first touch. And now stride for stride, if you will, with Lindy Berthume for White Bear Lake. And hanging in there, Barron's in lane 4. Relatively even so far. Third lane now, Maya Ossendorf for the Royals is the first one into the pool. 43.7 for the breaststroke leg. Carrie Brown for lane 4 for Woodbury, and Alexandra Utska for White Bear in lane 3. And now taking charge is Brown in the butterfly stroke. Makes the touch. Ossendorf touches second for Woodbury, and Utska for White Bear third. And now a substantial lead. Carrie Brown getting ready to touch for Breslin Gers in the fourth and final leg. She's in the pool to swim the freestyle. And now opening up quite a large lead as Collins Beasy comes in for Woodbury in lane 6. Annabelle Ellison swimming anchor for White Bear in lane 3. Has some ground to make up as Breslin Gears makes the turn. And now Bees in lane 6, but the winner of this race will be Woodbury's A team as Breslin Gears touches on a time of 2:29 and 34 hundredths. Woodbury's B team comes second, and the Bears are third, having just now prepared to touch up. And there it is. 2:49.93 for White Bears team. Now the varsity relay as White Bear with 2 teams in it. They're in lanes 3 and 5. Sophie Collins in lane 3, which is towards the top of your screen. Corinne Danielson in lane 5. Picture the lanes from top to bottom, as we call these for Avery Forche for Woodbury in lane 2. Iris Sorensen Wagner in lane 4, and Parmita Godozian for Woodbury in lane 6. We're underway. Really don't waste any time, and out in front is Sorensen Wagner for Woodbury in lane 4. Makes the turn, followed closely by Forche in lane 2 and goes in lane 6. And White Bear 4 and 5 as we finish the first lap. And it's going to be Evelyn Runquist in for Woodbury to swim the breaststroke leg. And now Haley Kelly in lane 6. Ava Souza in lane 2 for Woodbury. Bears now with both their second legs in the pool. Addie Johnson in lane 3 and Layla Chu in lane 5. And the leader as we head back, Woodbury's A team in lane 4, Runquist. Finishing up the lap, Woodbury 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. And now it's Bryn Hacker in the pool. In the top, lane 2, the B team for Woodbury, Greta Straka. And Hannah Kim for Woodbury, now all in the pool. Maya Jager for White Bear, leading team there. And now Ashley Berthune for the Bears in lane 5. I'm heading back towards the front. It'll be Hacker touching up and Eleanor Webb swimming the anchor leg in the freestyle, followed by Maggie Haynes in lane 2. Now Ida Chouse in lane 6 for Woodbury in third place. And for the Bears, Sophie Moan swimming anchor for the 18, and then Jameson Medine in lane 5. And as we get to the end, it's Eleanor Webb touching up, and Woodbury picks up the victory 26-8. The anchor leg, and they win it in 2:02 and 98. And the lane 2, the B team is in 2:09. Lane 6, the C team is in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. But White Bear managed to come back and pick up third place, and a strong anchor leg by Moen to finish third in 2 minutes, 15 and 48 hundredths. And the B team, Danielson, Berthing, Chu, and Medine in 2:31.22. So a win for Woodbury. And now the junior varsity, a 200-yard freestyle. Chloe Utska for the Bears in lane 3, Juliet Racine in lane 4, Caitlin Condon in lane 5, and Katie Engelsrud of Woodbury in lane 6. 200-yard freestyle. And they are stroke for stroke for the most part. Touching first is Utska for White Bear. Now we'll head back with about a half a body length lead. Juliet Racine second, Condon third for White Bear. Engelsrud in fourth for Woodbury as they will finish their first down and back. As they settle in for the long race, RICCI continues to lead for White Bear, and now has opened up a lead of about a body length over Racine. The work for RICCI is now on her way back. Racine touches second, Condon third, Angles with fourth, and by this time, RICCI's about halfway back down the pool as we come up on 100 yards. And RICCI touches. And there's now about 3 body lengths ahead. The battle is for second place. Racine in lane 4, Condon of White Bear in lane 5. As RICCI continues to pull away. Racine and Condon will touch at just about the same time. When Engelsrud touches, and now almost all the way back down the pool, it's RICCI. Out front and pulling away. In the meantime, Racine and Condon continue to battle for second place. Racine has a lead and is now starting to put some distance between her and Kaylin Condon. But RICCI dominating this race. About 3/4 of the length of the pool now coming on here. Racine starting to close the gap a little bit, but it's all done. And 2:39.49 for RICCI, the winning time for White Bear Lake. And touching second is Racine, followed by Condon and Engelsrud. So White Bear 1 and 3 in that 4-swimmer race. 200 freestyle varsity. Woodbury with 3 swimmers in this race. Haley Kelly in lane 2, Maggie Haynes in lane 4, and Ava Mortazavi in lane 6. Dorian McVeigh in lane 3 for the Bears, and Erica Cox in lane 5. Good start for McVeigh. Now coming up first is Haynes. McVeigh hanging right with her. And it's going to be 3 wide. They touch lanes 2, 3, and 4. Kelly, McVeigh, and Haynes. Stroke for stroke. Cox is 4th. Mortazavi is 5th. As they come up on the under the first circuit of the pool, it will be Haley Kelly touching first. Excuse me. And now McVeigh starting to climb back into it. Pardon me. And now a good second leg here from Haynes for Woodbury. Sees her take a short lead as McVeigh continues to plug away in lane 3 for White Bear. 100 done. The first touch comes from Haynes, who's now leading by 29 hundredths of a second at the turn. And McVeigh continues to work hard. And now in third place for White Bears, Erica Cox swimming strongly as we make the turn. And it's Haynes and McVeigh. Haynes at the bottom of your screen with a lead. And McVeigh working hard as we are 3/4 of the way home. The lead now, it's under half a second. But now Haynes starts to pull away. McVeigh and Cox now trying to catch McVeigh. And the Power stroke here from Haynes. Looks as though she's going to win. Now Cox is battling McVeigh. White Bear is going to finish 2 and 3 in this race. And there's the touch. The race for second place is won by McVeigh. Haynes the winner in a time of 2:13 and 800ths. McVeigh second for White Bear. Cox third for White Bear. So 2 out of the top 3 places going to the home team. And now the 200-yard individual medley. It's a demonstration race, a junior varsity race. There are only 2 competitors, and they're both from White Bear. Alexandra Utska in lane 3 and Lindy Berthium in lane 5. $200 IM, and we'll start with a butterfly. And on the top of the screen, Utska going to take the early lead. And we'll keep it. As the swimmers complete the first 50. And now change to the backstroke. And it is Utska. To a lead, but now cutting into it a little bit. Berthium on the backstroke leg. They will touch at nearly the same time. Berthium actually touching first. So takes over the lead. As we come up on the 100. And they're going stroke for stroke. Third leg, the breaststroke. It's going to be close as they go stroke for stroke. Alexandra Utska at the top, Lindy Berthium at the bottom, and it looks as though Utska has regained the advantage. And will touch a body length in front. The breaststroke leg continues. Utska to the top of the screen. Looks as though she will touch first and go into the freestyle leg. With a reasonably comfortable lead, can Berthium come back? There it is. And now the call on the touch made. And Utska is up to about a 3-length body length lead. And will be hard to catch. Touching and heading for home is Utska, expanding the lead as Berthium touches for the final 25. It will be Utska roaring on to first place and touching in a time of 2:59.56. Which brings us to event number 6. It is the 200 in the individual medley varsity. White Bear with 3 swimmers out of 5 in this race. Ava Hofer will be in lane 1. Charlotte McIntyre in lane 3, and Addie Johnson in lane 5. Iris Sorensen Wagner for Woodbury in lane 4, and Greta Straka for Woodbury in lane 6. Start with a butterfly. And a good start for McIntyre. She and Sorensen Wagner doing battle. And now as they emerge from the pool, McIntyre with a short lead. Sorensen Wagner following as the first change of strokes takes place. We go to the backstroke. And here, Sorensen Wagner got a good push and has erased the early lead, or most of it anyway, of Charlotte McIntyre, as they'll get to the 25, and McIntyre makes the turn with a very slight lead. Hofer in third, Johnson in fourth, Straka in fifth for Woodbury as we go back towards the starting blocks, and it's McIntyre opening up a short lead. And now we go to the third leg. And it's the breaststroke. And Sorensen Wagner has caught and passed McIntyre, but not by much as they touch and head back. And now moving into third place is Straka ahead of the two White Bear swimmers. Hofer in fourth place and Johnson in fifth as the leaders head back for the final touch. And then the freestyle leg. And it will be Sorensen Wagner touching first with a lead of 2.5 seconds. And that's a lot to make up, but McIntyre is digging in. Sorensen Wagner will touch with a body length lead, and they'll head for home. McIntyre trying to close ground, but is running out of space as Sorensen Wagner will touch first, and Woodbury will get the win in this event. And a time of 2:17 and 8/10. McIntyre in second place for White Bear with a time of 2:20. And in third place, it's Greta Straka for Woodbury. So they get 2 out of 3 in the top 3 in this event. Hofer's fourth. And Addie Johnson is fifth. 50-yard freestyle. These are quick races. It's just back and forth across the pool. In the first race, all 6 swimmers are from Woodbury. Ida Chouse in lane 1, Breslin Gers in lane 2, Maddie Langness in lane 3, Rachel Allred in lane 4, Alice Rader in lane 5, and Ava Weiberg in lane 6. So coming up, just a couple of events here, we will have the diving. There are 7 divers registered. 3 from White Bear, 4 from Woodbury. And here we go. Down and back. And good starts in the middle in lane 3 and 4 for Langness and Allred. Now in lane 2, Garrett's having a good first 25 and will touch first. Right behind her is Ida Chouse, and in lane 3 and 4, Langness and Allred, having been caught in the first 25, now have ground to make up, but it's Breslin Gers in lane 2. He looks to have the advantage closing as Chouse trying to beat her to the wall. Who got the first touch? It's Chouse, I believe, that got the first touch. No, it was just a 1/1500th of a second. It was Gers that got the win. Chouse finishing second. Rachel Allred is third. Langness fourth. Alice Rader finishing fifth, and Weiberg sixth. The winning time 33 and 3400ths. So now the second race is contested by both schools. Elena Rodriguez-Anzra in lane 1, Caroline Behrens in lane 2, Ashley Berthium in lane 3, Hannah Kim in lane 4, Jamison Medine in lane 5, and Clara Davis in lane 6 for Woodbury. There's her lanes 1, 3, and 5. There we go. And in the middle, fine start for Hannah Kim. was out to a nice lead already. Woodbury will touch 1, 2, and 3. Davis and Barons on the way back, and now they're trying to catch the leader in lane 4, Hannah Kim, and good start leads to a good finish, and Woodbury will take 1, 2, and 3 in this race. Kim winning in 29.37, a good time. And in second place, Claire Davis. Caroline Barons in third. For White Bear, it was Berthium in fourth, Ansra in fifth, and Nadine sixth. And now the 50-yard freestyle varsity. So it's Sophie Moan, Audrey Borofka, and Sophie Collins in lanes 1, 3, and 5 for White Bear. Ava Souza, Amelia Jones, and Sophie Enneking for Woodbury in lanes 2, 4, and 6. Here we go. Fine start in lane 3 for Borofka. And Borofka's in a shootout with Amelia Jones of Woodbury as they get to the turn. Borofka touches first and heads back with a lead. Jones trying to track her down, and they're going to go right to the wall. Borofka has the advantage and makes the touch to win the varsity race in 26.36 seconds. Had a tremendous start. Jones next in 27.92. Souza finishing third. Enneking fourth. Moan of White Bear fifth in lane 1, and Collins sixth in lane 5. So White Bear does get a win there. And now we'll take a little break and get ready for the diving. They're going to take the pennants out and remove a couple of lane markers, and that'll take a couple of minutes. So we will remind you once again that our meet tonight is brought to you by Apple Autos and your hometown Apple Ford, White Bear Lake, where 1 in every 3 Fords on Minnesota Road starts its journey. Thanks for supporting local, and go Bears. So we'll take a quick break here while they set up for the diving and come back with more White Bear Lake High School girls swimming.
Ideas of finishing it on our own serve here. Bump set left side, free ball coming White Bear. Good Otto back to Pearl, and she gets the kill. 6-3 lead for White Bear. Santos digs that one out, set middle, tapped over. Meyer there to cover. Giske bump set left side, Farmer got it through. As that was just sheer willpower. Sound will roll out. Quick hitter, and that is caught for the touchdown in the corner as Byron White with the touchdown. Animasan with the low throw, but White able to pick it up off. Ideas of finishing it on our own serve here. Bump set left side, free ball coming White Bear. Good Otto back to Pearl, and she gets the kill.
Defenders left in the wake, pass to the right, and that's Fields. That's onside. Fields starts down the right. Fields going right in. Fields takes the shot, and it's the first goal of the game.
White Bear. Otto serves. De Los Santos sets it left side for Alawonle. Dug out there by Giske. Tapped over on 2 by Link. That was clever. And Alawonle gets it back over on the White Bear leg side. Giske there to cover. Here's Farmer. Just took a swing at it. De Los Santos had to scramble to get after it, but that'll fall to the ground, and it's 9 set points. Drive that ball a little bit more down into the hardwood. As that'll float it over, and White Bear electing to play it slow, and it doesn't work out for him. Free ball coming here for Park. As Alawonle takes a swing from just in front of the 10-foot line. Giske on the diving save, and Farmer with the left hand. The righty sticks out the left hand and gets the kill with it. Ideas of finishing it on our own serve here. Bump set left side. Free ball coming to White Bear. To Otto, back to Pearl, and she gets the kill. 6-3 lead for White Bear. De Los Santos digs that one out. Set middle, tapped over. Meyer there to cover. Giske bump set left side. Farmer got it through. As that was just sheer willpower.
The salmon. I'll do the salmon right now.
Sound will roll out. Quick hitter, and that is caught for the touchdown in the corner. As Byron White with the touchdown. Animasan with the low throw, but White able to pick it up.
Okay, back for the diving. Got the pool taken care of. Boy. Inward dive, tuck 1.4 for Jocelyn Hegney, the first diver from White Bear Lake. There it is. We'll bend to the knee, but a nice entry. Fours and 4.5. 1.4 in the pike position for Bryn Hacker of Woodbury. First dive. And there may be an issue with his dive. All right. We're dive tuck 1.4. Nicely executed. 2 5s and a 4.5. Rita Cosimano. Inward dive tuck 1.4 degree of difficulty. Very good height and a nice entry. It's a good dive. And 4.5s and 5s, the scores. Quinn Haynes from Woodbury, 1.5 degree of difficulty. And a nice dive there. 2 5.5s and 1 5. Inward pike 1.5. This is Maggie Batista of White Bear. There it is. 4.5s and 5s. And here's inward dive pike 1.5, Nina Faulkner. Six and a half, 7 and 4.5. One judge saw something, the other two did not. 1.7 back dive straight for Jocelyn Hegney of White Bear, second round. And over rotation, but in the pool. 3.5, 3 and 4 the scores. Inward somersault, tuck position, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Hacker's second dive. And here is Cosimano. Inward 1.5 somersault, tuck 2.2. More difficult dive than the first one. Didn't quite stretch out there, but got it done. 4.5, 4.5, and 5.5 the scores. And here's Haynes. Forward 1.5 somersault. Pike 1.7. Four and a halves and fives for Quinn Haynes, and now Maggie Batista. Inward 1 somersault and the tuck position 1.6. Oh, did not get a good jump off the board there. Couldn't finish it. And now here is Faulkner. Forward 2.5 somersault, tuck position, and that is a 2.4 degree of difficulty. Toughest dive yet. And got it down. Scoring 5.5 and 6. That dive will score well as the highest degree of difficulty that we've seen. Here's round 3. Back dive 1.5 twist, and it's a 1.8 degree of difficulty for Jocelyn Hegney as we are in the 3rd round out of 6. And it's accomplished. Scores from 2 to 4.5. So different judges seeing different things. Here's Bryn Hacker. Forward 1.5 somersault, tuck position of 1.6 degree of difficulty. Got the somersaults in. And 4s and 4.5s are the result as Rita Cozumel. Back dive straight 1.7 degree of difficulty. Round 3 for Cozumel. Very nice. 4.5, 6.5, and 5.5. Back 1.5 somersault. Excuse me. Tuck position degree is 2.0 for Quinn Haynes. 4th out of 6 here in round 3. Wasn't able to get to the vertical position. 1.7 back dive straight for Batista. We've seen other divers do this particular dive in this competition, and now it's Batista's turn. Scores from 3.5 to 5. Back somersault in the pike position, and the degree of difficulty is 2.3 for Faulkner. That was not bad. 5.5, 6.5, and 6.5. Good scores for Nina Faulkner as we go to round 4. Forward dive tuck, 1.2 degree of difficulty, Jocelyn Hegney. Starting round 4. There it is. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. And here's Bryn Hacker. Back somersault tuck, 1.5. Four, 3.5, and 4. The scores for Hacker. And here's Cozumel. Reverse somersault tuck, 1.6. Good height off the board there, and good entry. Can score it pretty well. 5.5, 6, and 6. A good effort there for Cozumel. First one, somersault tuck, 1.6 for Quinn Haynes. Five, 4.5, and 6. So good scoring. And here's Batista. Forward dive straight, 1.4 degree of difficulty. Four and a half. Excuse me. The scores for Batista, and here's Nina Faulkner. Reverse somersault tuck position. It's a 2.1 for Faulkner. That might be the best dive of the day to my uneducated eyes. We shall see. 7, 7, and 6.5. The judges, more learned than I, seem to think the same thing. 1.4 somersault tuck for Hegney as we start round 5. Four, 5, and 4.5. Hacker. Reverse somersault tuck, 1.6. Five, 4.5, and 5 for Bryn Hacker. And now Ozamano. Forward dive tuck 1.2. 6, 7, and 5.5. Inward 1.5 somersault. And the tuck 2.2. This is Quinn Haynes. Four, 3, and 4 for Haynes. And now Maggie Batista. 1.7 forward, 1.5 somersault with a twist. And 1.7 degree of difficulty. Four, 4.5, and 4.5. And here's Nina Faulkner. Inward 1.5 somersault pike. 2.4, and one that could score well for her. Scoring well, 5.5 and 2 6s. Final round. And Hegney will start. Forward 1.5 somersault with a twist, and that is a 1.7 degree of difficulty dive. Final 6 dives. Couldn't quite get it turned back towards the board, but with the rest, 3.5 and 4 the scores. And now Bryn Hacker. Back somersault with a 1/2 twist. 1.7. Fours and 4.5s for Bryn Hacker in her final dive. Rosamano. Forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Five and a half, 6.5, 6.5 the scores. Quinn Haynes. Forward somersault with 1 twist. That is a 1.9. Three and a half and 4.5 the scores. And here's Batista's final dive. Forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. Four and a half from all 3 judges. And Nina Faulkner's final dive. 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist. 2.5. This is the hardest dive by degree of difficulty yet. We'll see how she does. That's a tough dive. Didn't quite get the legs up for vertical, but did everything else. 5.5, 5.5. And diving is done. So we will now reconfigure the pool and get back to the 12th event, the 100-yard butterfly varsity. We have another break coming. And we remind you, we're brought to you by Apple Autos and your hometown Apple Ford, White Bear Lake, where 1 in every 3 Fords on Minnesota roads starts its journey. Thanks for supporting local, and go Bears. We'll put the pool back together and come back with the second half of tonight's meet here on RICCI Media Group. It is.
Ideas of finishing it on our own serve here. Bump set, left side, free ball coming White Bear. You head Otto back to Pearl, and she gets the kill. 6-3 lead for White Bear. Santos digs that one out, set middle, tapped over. Meyer there to cover. Giske bump set left side, Farmer got it through. As that was just sheer willpower. Sound will roll out. Quick hitter, and that is caught for the touchdown in the corner.
Right back at YMCA here in White Bear Lake. Second half of the meet ready to go. We have the 100-yard butterfly varsity race. 5 swimmers. Ava Hofer of White Bear in lane 1, Avery Forshee of Woodbury in lane 2, Charlotte McIntyre in lane 3, Evelyn Runquist of Woodbury in lane 4, and Anna Miller of White Bear in lane 5. Just announcing the diving results, and I could not quite hear them. So we might have to go back and pick those out. But a Woodbury diver was the winner, but too much noise, and we could not hear the name, and that's unfortunate. And I apologize for that, but we'll try and figure that out before we leave it. So swimmers getting some warm-up laps in before we get ready to resume. Looks like we're coming to the end of that warm-up period here as more and more swimmers leave the pool so we can get this event going again. Once we do, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 12 events to go. After that happens, and as you know by now, they move like clockwork. Okay. Well, the public address is the swimmers prepare to resume competition, so we will do that momentarily. All the White Bear swimmers are out. All right, as we Now I have everybody out of the pool. We can go ahead and get back to our meet, which is brought to you by Apple Autos and your hometown Apple Ford, White Bear Lake, where one in every 3 Fords on Minnesota Road starts its journey. Thanks for supporting local and go Bears. Jeff Papus, my name, the last string swimming broadcaster, but having a good time nonetheless as we get ready to go. Hopefully, we'll be underway momentarily here. We still have one swimmer finishing a warm-up. In fact, the next 4 events are individual races, so it'll be a while before we get into the relays. And of course, the last 2 events, the freestyle relays, the 400-yard variety, the 2 longest races on the docket. Got the scoreboard fired back up. That's the next step in the process, evidently. Okay, and here we go. Okay, Ava Hofer in lane 1, Carla McIntyre in lane 3, Anna Miller in lane 5 for White Bear Lake. Avery Forshea and Evelyn Runquist in lanes 2 and 4 for Woodbury. In the 100-yard butterfly, 4 lengths of the pool. Start for Runquist. Lane 4, right with her is McIntyre in lane 3. And McIntyre pulls ahead with a good first leg. And now the touch up and head back. Long time underwater there is McIntyre working hard. Will touch first. Battle for 3rd place is between Hofer and Forshea. Touching first is McIntyre to start the second 50. And McIntyre is putting on a show right now. Runquist second, Forshea third for the Royals as McIntyre makes the last turn. And is doing very well. Will win this race handily for White Bear. And there's the touch up. The winning time is 1:03:01 for McIntyre of White Bear. Runquist second, Forshey third, and a Miller fourth, and Hofer finishing fifth. Margin of victory is about 4.5 seconds, so a healthy win. And now the 100-yard freestyle. This is a junior varsity race. 3 Woodbury swimmers. Ida Chaus in lane 1, Elena Rodriguez Anzra in lane 2 for White Bear, Avi Mortazavi in lane 4 for Woodbury, Annabelle Ellison for White Bear in lane 5, and Chloe Sun of Woodbury is in lane 6. And again, 100-yard freestyle, so 4 lengths of the pool. And swimmers are up. A jump in lane 3. Zavi getting out in front and will touch first. Just ahead of teammate Chaus in lane 1 and Chloe Sun in lane 6. As they head for home, Mortazavi in the lead, battling alongside Rodriguez Anzra, but I think we'll run out of room. And the winner will be, actually, the first back to the, I forgot there was 2 more laps to go. How do you like that? This is why I'm the last spring swimming broadcaster. I had it right there in front of me and I didn't even look at it. How do you like that? Mortazavi leading by about half a body length over teammate Ida Chaus. Right now, Woodbury running 1, 2, and 3 as Chloe Sun is in third place in lane 6. Rodriguez Anzra in lane 2 for White Bear, followed by Ellison. Now we're going to be done. I like that. And it's going to be close at the touch, but it's going to be Mortazavi in lane 4, the winner. And White Bear, Woodbury finishes 1, 2, and 3. Chaus in lane 2, finishing second. Sun finishing third. The winning time 1:11 and 12 100ths. And then Rodriguez Anzra is fourth, and Ellison fifth for White Bear. Now the 100 freestyle varsity race. Six swimmers, 3 per school. Layla Chu of White Bear in lane 1. Dorian McVeigh in lane 3. Maya Jager in lane 5. And for Woodbury, it's Ola Tarones in lane 2. Addison Forche in lane 4. Ivanka Sankusar in lane 6. McVeigh and Forche have already both competed well today, and they're right in the middle. And here we go. And it's Forche getting out to an early lead. And McVeigh right off the shoulder, but it's going to be Forche to touch first and start back. Battle for third place between Maya Jager of the Bears and Taronis from Woodbury. Let me get back to the start finish. Forche makes the turn in first place by about 2.5 seconds. And now Forche continues to pull away. Now a 2 body length lead, and will make the turn for home. And touching second is McVeigh. And now again, Jaeger and Taronis touch simultaneously. And they fight for third place, but they're all chasing Forche, who will touch first and win the race for Woodbury. And touching second is McVeigh, and the touch for third goes to Taronis for Woodbury. Maya Jager finishing fourth for White Bear. Sankusar fifth for Woodbury, and Layla Chu finishing sixth. Winning time is 58 and 81 hundredths. That was good for a win of about 4.5 seconds, 103.53 for McVeigh in second place. That's 3 finished up. And now the girls' 500-yard freestyle varsity. I mentioned that the 400 was the longest. Obviously, that's not correct. 500 yards naturally be 100 yards longer. And 3 Bears in the field. Erica Cox in lane 1, Sophie Collins in lane 2, and Corinne Danielson in lane 5. Maya Ossendorf in lane 4 for Woodbury, and Juliet Racine in lane 6. .500 yards. And the first touch, the 3 White Bear swimmers at the top, Cox, Collins, and Danielson all touch almost simultaneously, and they are off to a strong 1-2-3 lead for White Bear. And they finish the first 50. And touching first for White Bear was Sophie Collins, and now she is going stroke for stroke with Erica Cox up at the top in lane 1. First touch for Collins. And now touching in third is Corinne Danielson, and heading back, and they have substantial leads over both of the Woodbury swimmers. Ossendorf touches 4th, and Racine touches 5th. Meanwhile, the first 100 is done. And Collins still leads by about a body length over Erica Cox, who's swimming well in lane 1. About a second and a half ahead as the third lap of the pool finishing up now. Danielson touching. And Collins will continue to lead by a couple of seconds over Cox as the third lap is finished. Cox hanging in there, but Collins now out to about a body length lead and is moving very well. As we prepare to finish lap number 4. Now Danielson touching in third place, probably 6-7 lengths behind the leader. And the Woodbury swimmers fight on. Ossendorf and Racine. Ossendorf third, but now it's the 5th lap begins. Collins continues to show the way. Now opening up a 2-length lead over Sophie Cox, a 2-body length lead. Now touching third, Corinne Danielson, and now Collins is about to lap Ossendorf. 5 lengths done. Halfway home. Now touching third again, Danielson. So White Bear 1, 2, and 3 in this race. And Collins continues to pull away. And this will be the end of the 6th lap. 4 more to go. The 500-yard freestyle varsity. Cox touches in second place. And now Danielson in third. Now it's almost a half a pool length lead between first and third. Between first and second, it's probably 4 or 5 body lengths as Ossendorf continues to fight on for Woodbury in the middle. And the 7th lap completed by Sophie Collins. swimming the last 50 and 37 seconds. And continues to move on. Very smoothly, ready to finish the 8th lap. And probably a quarter pool length lead over Cox in lane 2. Collins finishes the 8th lap and has 2 more laps to go. Meanwhile, for Woodbury, Ossendorf and Racine continue to plow onward, but they're both a lap behind the leader now, as Collins has already touched on the near side and has a quarter of the pool length to go to finish 9 laps. And there's the bell. So 1 more lap to go for Sophie Collins, who took charge from the beginning of this race and has never let it go. Cox, swimming very strongly in lane 1, is in 2nd place. Last touch, and it's time to head for home for Sophie Collins. Collins continuing to work hard and will win a convincing victory for White Bear Lake in this 500-yard freestyle, and it's done. The time is 6:07:45. Here's Cox now closing and touching in 2nd place for White Bear. 10 seconds behind. And in 3rd place now, Corinne Danielson. And Danielson finishes 3rd, so it's a sweep for White Bear, 1, 2, 3. And a time of 6 minutes, 33 and 7/10 seconds. And now Ossendorf and Racine coming back. Ossendorf still has another lap to go. Actually, they both do. The White Bear swimmers waiting for their competitors to congratulate them. Still working hard, and now Racine makes the turn. And Maya Ossendorf heading back towards the start-finish line. Digging hard and fighting to the end, finishing 4th in 7:36 and 56 hundredths. And now Racine will finish this off. And Racine touches, and this race is concluded. And her final time not being posted as we go to event number 17. And it's a 200-yard freestyle relay. And Woodbury has 2 teams in this race. Ava Weiberg leading off in lane 2, Breslin Gers in lane 4, Lindy Berthume in lane 3. Leads for White Bear, 200-yard freestyle relay. And right away, Berthume and Gers go to the lead. Berthume with a little bit of an edge. And Berthume will make the first touch. As Chloe Utska gets ready to enter the pool. Now Gers mounting a comeback for Woodbury on the near side, and will touch for Alice Rader to swim the 2nd leg. White Bear will have the lead after the 1st leg, and there it is, but they go in the pool roughly at the same time. Utska and Alice Rader. And Utska, with a good start, has opened up a body length lead. And now Woodbury's B team is in the pool, Quinn Haynes. But now, Chloe Utska getting ready to touch for Alexandra Utska. And the lead again is about a length. There's the touch. And the swimmer for Woodbury is Maddie Langness. And Langness has some work to do as Alexandra Utska has doubled the lead. I don't know, about 2 body lengths, maybe 3 now. And working hard. Anchor leg, Kaylin Condon for White Bear. And Utska will get the touch to her in very good shape. And Kaylin Condon on the anchor leg for White Bear. Now the touch, and Katie Engelsrud for Woodbury in the pool and has a substantial difference to make up. Condon will lead at the touch and will head home with a victory for White Bear Lake. Anchor leg in the second lane is Collins Beasy for Woodbury as they head for home, and it's Kaylin Condon and White Bears A relay team will win this race. Winning time 2:15.90. And now the touch by Woodbury's A in 2:21.89 to finish second place. And now the Woodbury B team finishing in third. And now the 200-yard freestyle relay varsity. So we've got 6 lanes. No waiting. Dorian McVeigh in lane 1, Charlotte McIntyre in lane 3, Layla Chu in lane 5 for White Bear. Amelia Jones for Woodbury in lane 2, Evelyn Runquist in lane 4, Chloe Sun in lane 6. Here we go. And White Bears team off to the lead. McIntyre in the middle doing battle there with Runquist. They touch at the same time and turn around. In lane 5, it's Layla Chu for White Bear. That's 4th place now as Amelia Jones starting to make up ground in lane 2 as the first leg finishes. Anna Miller for White Bear Lake. Carrie Brown for Woodbury. Now Addie Johnson in lane 5 for White Bear. Chasing Sophie Moen in lane 2. And they touch at the front. It's nearly a dead heat, but it's Brown with a little bit of a lead over Miller. Now at the top of the screen, Eleanor Webb for the Royals in lane 2. Actually will touch first and make up the difference. Sophie Enneking now lead is swimming the third leg for Woodbury in lane 2. And now Iris Sorensen Wagner coming in. Ava Hofer for White Bear between them in lane 3, but is now battling for second place with Emma King as Iris Sorensen Wagner roars off. White Bears Curran Danielson in lane 1. In third place, Lola Turonis for Woodbury in lane 6. There we go. And now Woodbury starting to open it up. And a good race between Hofer and Anna King, leading way to Greta Straka and Aubrey Borofka. And there it is. The race won by Woodbury in lane 4. Addison Forshey with the winning touch. White Bear finishing second in lane 2. Woodbury third. And then White Bear's C team finishes 4th in lane 1. Woodbury's C team finishing 5th in lane 6. And the White Bear B team finishes 6th in lane 5. Winning time 1:46.44. Good for a win of just over 2 seconds over the White Bear A team in 1 minute, 48 and 63 hundredths. So now 100-yard backstroke, and this is a demonstration race. "100-yard backstroke will have 3 swimmers from each school: Jamison Medine, Ashley Berthume, and Corinne Danielson for White Bear in 1, 3, and 5. Rachel Allred, Breslin Gears, and Collins Beasy for Woodbury in lanes 2, 4, and 6. And lane 5, Corinne Danielson for White Bear, off to a good start. And looks like she might make the first touch, battling Breslin Gears and Rachel Allred in lanes 4 and 2 for Woodbury. Now Danielson makes the turn. Jamison Nadine follows them in 5th, and Collins Beasy in 6th place for Woodbury. They're going to get to the into the first 50, and it's Gears for Woodbury touching first. And then Berthume touching next in 2nd place, about 2 seconds behind. Danielson is battling Rachel Allred for 3rd place, but Gears has now opened up a lead and will make the touch and head for home with a substantial lead. Allred in 2nd place for Woodbury. But now Danielson's starting to put on a little bit of a late charge with Ashley Berthume. They're trying to catch 2nd place, and the winner will be in lane 4, Breslin Gears of Woodbury. And in 2nd place will be Allred. Winning time is 1:21:45. And for White Bear, Berthume finishes 3rd and 1:27:28. 100s. And then Danielson finishes 4th, Medine 5th. And Collins Beasy finishes 6th for the Royals. Event number 20. As we come up to the end, 100-yard backstroke. This is the varsity race. 3 for Woodbury, 2 for White Bear. Carrie Brown in lane 2. Haley Kelly in lane 4, and Ivanka Sankusar in lane 6 for Woodbury. The White Bear swimmers, Anna Miller in lane 2 and Maya Yeager in lane 5, excuse me. First one out of the water is Jaeger in lane 4, battling with Miller of White Bear and Carrie Brown as they come to the touch. Miller first, Brown second. Yeager third, Kelly Haley fourth, and Sankasar is 5th. As they make the turn, it is Miller still showing the way. And ready to hit the halfway point. Miller does hit, followed very closely by Brown and Haley in 2nd and 3rd place. Yeager touches 4th, and now back they go for the final 50. And again, it's Anna Miller for White Bear pulling away and will make the turn first and head for home. Pursued by Haley Kelly, who's got a lot of work to do as Miller continuing to pace. About a half-length lead, and will touch first for White Bear Lake. A victory for Anna Miller. And finishing 2nd is Haley. 3rd place, Carrie Brown. Yeager finishes 4th for White Bear, and Sankusar finishes 5th for White Bear. The winning time for Anna Miller, 1 minute, 9 seconds. So a good win for White Bear in the varsity 100 backstroke. Now we'll have event number 21 out of 24. The girls, obviously girls, 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity race, 2 from each school. Carolyn Behrens in lane 2, Clara Davis in lane 4 for Woodbury. Sophie Moen for White Bear, and Lindy Berthume will be in lanes 3 and 5, respectively. All right, ready to go. Clara Davis, I think, with the best start, but we'll see who comes out of the pool first. It is Davis in first place, now battling with Sophie Moen, who made up a lot of that start, and they will touch with Davis slightly ahead. Moen in second place, Barons in third, and Berthume in fourth as they head the end of the first lap. Sophie Moen starting to come on strongly. She should touch first at the end of the first lap, and does, with a lead of 1 4/10. But long way to go yet as Davis tries to make up ground in lane 4. And Moen continues to hold her off. But it's going to be close. And the touch made by Sophie Moen, and will turn for home. And battling Davis. Meanwhile, Barron's third, Berthume fourth. And here we go. Moen, lane 3, pulling away slightly from Davis, and looks as though she's going to bring home a win. And there it is. Sophie Moen winning the race in 1:24 and 95 hundredths. Davis finishing second, 1 9/10 behind, 1:26.85. Barons for Woodbury finishes third, and Lindy Berthume finishes fourth for White Bear. And that is event number 21. Next up, the 100-yard breaststroke varsity for these schools. Both teams with 3 swimmers in the race. Audrey Borofka in lane 1, Addie Johnson in lane 3, Layla Chu in lane 5. And for Woodbury, it's Lola Taronas in lane 2, Eleanor Webb in lane 4, and Parmita Godzian in lane 6. There we go. Good start in lane 3 from Johnson for White Bear. And she is battling, but just a hair behind Webb, who made up some ground. They touch at the same time, though. Touching in third is Chu for White Bear, and then Taronas for Woodbury. And Borofka putting on a good show at the top in lane number 1, and Godzian not far off the pace either in lane 6. So we're off to a good start. And the first touch will be made by the White Bear swimmer, Addie Johnson. See who gets the best push off the wall here. Johnson going head-to-head with Webb. Now the battle for third at the top of the screen from Borofka in lane 1 for White Bear, and Taronas for Woodbury. And we'll turn for home. Going to be close. Webb has a slight lead as they come off the wall. And Johnson trying to catch up. Both driving hard, but it looks as though Webb might have enough as they get into the last 10 yards. And it will be Eleanor Webb winning the race for Woodbury, with Johnson finishing second for White Bear. The race for third won by Godzian, who put in a very nice second 50. Audrey Borofka fourth. Taronas fifth, and Layla Chu finishing sixth. The winning time for Webb was 1 minute, 18 and 32 hundredths. And that's good for a win of about 2.5 over Addie Johnson in 120 and 71. Good race, but Webb just had a little bit more at the end for Woodbury. We're down to our last two events, and these are both 400-yard freestyle races, so they will be eight laps, I should say, of the pool. The first is a junior varsity race, and one team from each school. Chloe Jamison Medine, Kaylin Condon, and Annabelle Ellison for White Bear. Hannah Kim, Ida Chaus, Chloe Sun, and Ava Mortazavi for Woodbury. Here we go. Hutska and Kim. Freestyle relay, so they go, and it is Kim off to a good lead. And will touch. And head back with about a 3-length lead. Good first leg for Hannah Kim. Will touch for Ida Chaus, who will take the second leg when it comes. Of course, this is 2 full laps of the pool for each swimmer in this leg. So Polyatzka trying to put some gas into it here and cut into that lead, but Kim is out front comfortably. And now we'll touch for Ida Chaus. There you go. Chaus in. And Utsko will eventually touch for Jamison Medine. She's just about there. There we go. Medine in the pool. Fresh arms and legs for White Bear, but they are fighting a pretty big lead as Chaus about to finish her first lap of the pool. 1.5 minutes into this race, and the first lap touch made by Ida Chaus as Jamison Medine battles on, trying to cut into that margin. Chaus ready to touch for the trip home, and Chloe Sun will swim the third leg for Woodbury. Medine still has a half lap to go. And now the touch made, and the lead is a full pool length for Woodbury as Chloe Sun gets in. Medine coming home to touch up for Kaylin Condon. Condon ready. And will take the touch, and here she goes. Meanwhile, Sun finishes her first lap. And Condon will soon finish hers. The turn. And now the swim for home for Sun, who will touch up for Ava Mortazavi to swim the anchor leg for Woodbury, which took charge of this race from the start. Now Mortazavi is in. And Kaylin Condon will swim the last half length. And then Annabelle Ellison, the anchor leg for White Bear. There it is, Ellison in the pool. And now the first lap done by Mortazavi. One more to go. As Annabelle Ellison finishes the first trip down. And here's Mortazavi making the turn. And we'll head for home. And the touch made by Mortazavi, and Woodbury wins the race. Annabelle still has a lap to swim, 4:45 and 71 hundredths for Woodbury to win this race, and Ellison will soldier on. And we'll finish up for White Bear. And she reaches the last 10 yards, and this race is concluded. Which leaves us with the varsity 400-yard freestyle, the final event of this meet. And Woodbury has 3 teams in this relay. Sakusar, Terry Brown, and Maggie Haynes in lanes 2, 4, and 6. Charlotte McIntyre and Sophie Collins for White Bear in lanes 3 and 5. Here we go. And McIntyre, who had a very strong race earlier in the freestyle, will start out and will take the lead. McIntyre followed by Terry Brown, and they make the turn, and McIntyre has the lead. And in third place on the near side, it's Maggie Haynes for White Bear, followed by Sophie Collins from White Bear and Sakusar from Woodbury. Lane 2 is in 5th place. Now the first turn. And again, it is Charlotte McIntyre staking White Bear Lake to a lead. And Brown in second place, just over a body length behind as McIntyre makes the turn and starts back. Now in third place, it's Sophie Collins getting ready to get in for White Bear as Anna Miller swimming the second leg. Avery Forche for Woodbury waits in lane 4. There's the touch, and the second leg is in the pool. And the third touch, there is Woodbury's B team, Ava Souza, in the lane in third place. Now Erica Cox for White Bear in 4th. And it's still White Bear in front as Miller is holding off Forche as they finish the first lap out of their 2. And Miller continues to lead. Forche makes the turn, has cut into the lead, but still about a body length now as Miller continues to pour it on and will reach a length ahead and get ready to touch for Ava Hofer, who will swim the third leg. It's Forche in second place. Souza for Woodbury in lane 6 in third place. Then Erica Cox for the White Bear B team. And now we're on the third leg. Hofer in for White Bear, and going for all she's worth is Addison Forche for Woodbury. And she's making up ground. Now Forche trying to hold her off, but this is a great leg for Forche, who's made up most of that deficit. White Bear continues to lead, but it's been cut into as Hofer makes the turn. They're now at an equal pace as Forche has erased the White Bear lead and now races for the front and gets there. Now opened up a lead. The anchor legs will be Borofka for White Bear and Amelia Jones for Woodbury as they head back. It's now Forche slightly ahead of Ava Hofer. Fourth leg is in. Jones against Borovka, and White Bear has some work to do here. Battle for third place going on between Dorian McVeigh and Haley Kelly. They touch almost exactly the same time on the far wall, and now it's just a sprint. Jones and Borovka. Sophie Enneking in the pool for the anchor leg for the Woodbury C team, and now they get to the last lap, and they're going for all they're worth. Borovka and Jones, and Borovka has caught back up, and Borovka has about a half a body length lead as they turn for home. Borovka at the top of the screen, Jones at the bottom. They're going stroke for stroke. This is a great way to finish this race. And they get to the last 10, and it's Borovka touching for White Bear to win the last event of the night. Woodbury's A team finishing second. 3:57.46 is the time. And an out touch there, about half a second the distance between these first two teams. Third place is taken by Woodbury's B team in lane 6. And then White Bear with the B team takes fourth place as Maya Jaeger touches in 4:20.53. But the winner, White Bear, they led it almost wire to wire. Great third leg by Addison Fortier for Woodbury. Made it a great race at the end, and Borovka out-touched Amelia Jones at the wall. And that is the end of our evening. Final score. And Woodbury has won the dual event 103-83. But a good performance tonight for White Bear and a good final relay to finish things off. Send people home with a smile. Our event tonight has been brought to you by Apple Autos and your hometown Apple Ford, White Bear Lake, where 1 in every 3 Fords on Minnesota Road starts its journey. Thanks for supporting local, and go Bears. Good event tonight here at the White Bear Lake YMCA. Jeff Papis sings so long, and we thank you for watching. We do have another meet coming up next week we'll have for you, and one more shot at seeing these young ladies perform. We'll catch you next time here on the RICCI Media Group. Have a great night.